day these people work together against the best interests of the people. And it's who they are. But we've got economic illness where we got classism, right? Economic illness, classism, where it somehow is accepted. We know it's a wanton injustice not to treat every worker with fairness the way we want to be treated if we live by the golden rule, livable wage. Okay, I mean, we know in our conscience, in our heart, we know that's only right and proper. It's called ethics. We're teaching nobody gets taught ethics in school, and it's absurd that they don't. Oh, it's a parent's job. Who said? Who are you to tell? Who are you to dictate that? I say it's the teachers. Teachers have to. We have to have teachers to teach it. We don't call it religious. What the hell are you talking? It's not religious. Ethics, right and wrong, good. The laws. All our laws are supposed to be based on this stuff. You understand how I'm looking? Madness is everywhere, but I feel like why isn't more people talking like me and say pointing these things out? We're told, oh, you might lose your freedom, and all these implications and ramifications, horrible things happen to you if you do this. And well, teacher, why is it wrong? Why shouldn't I steal? Explain to me. You see, you understand this is not an oversight. Okay, this is very important, and it's by deliberation. It's on purpose. We're trained this way. What they omit from what they teach us and what they don't, it's training. It's very powerful what they omit. Very powerful. It's keeping you dumb, disempowered, confused, ignorant. You understand how that works? They don't want you to know the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Be empowered and unify. They want us divided. So, don't have political faith in these people. Don't have economic trust. Don't have any faith in these people at all. In the social illness, I mean, who doesn't feel that? Like I said, I mean, if I'm not feeling particularly great, myself, how loving am I going to feel? I mean, that's why we need each other. We need to spend time around each other. We're sociable. That's why I make friends wherever I can. I find ways. God has found a way. Look, I'm not a particularly witty guy. Certainly, I'm no comedian. But you know what? Anybody can think of a smart ass remark. But a lot of times, if it's said in the right vein, in the right spirit and attitude, it's fun. You get a smirk, a smile. Sometimes people laugh. And I find all sorts of things to do that with, when I meet people. So I genuinely like people, and I like to see them smile. I like that sense of, it's love, really. What you're conjuring up from people is love when you're nice and witty and, just friendly to people. Small talk, whatever. You're showing something. You're showing human sentience. It's a good feeling. Camaraderie. We're all humans. I mean, we might be dead today. I mean, look what you're going through. You got to deal with this heat. You got to deal with coronavirus, economic uncertainty, insecurity, and fears, stressors of every type, and everybody else. They're having an even harder time. And you're trying to be grateful and happy through all this, and it gets tough on people. And we've got to empathize with people. We've got to try to touch people personally, whoever we meet, in some way, and try to just say, "Look, I understand totally." I mean, it's hard being human, and we could all be very grateful that God knows it's hard being human. But there's other kinds of illness, spiritual illness, not being right in our heart, mind, and soul. We got to pray more. That's it. That's the only place I get my relief is in prayer, because I don't expect any human being to understand me fully, not the way God does, not to know me and not to love me and not to have the power to save my life and give me a better life in a better world, what I want. I want to live forever, and I want my life to get better and better and better, just like I want for you and everybody else. And who put that in my heart? God put that in my heart. And what's more, we got the local weather people bringing more dread. I mean, we'd be better off sometimes. Ignorance might be bliss in this case, to not to know the 7-day report, because all they're predicting is hundreds coming up. But you know what they do? They don't temper it with educating people to the fact that ever since the summer solstice, days are getting shorter. Okay, so the duration we will have to experience is less. I wanted that little word of comfort and encouragement to people out there. Do you understand what I'm saying here? So they ought to at least point that out, because I think we'd be better off to not know how hot it's going to get. What's a big deal? 90, 110? I mean, how different it is. It's miserable. It's punishing. It's brutal. It's organic suffering. Believers need to remember that it's written that whoever is not against us is for us. So all this proselytizing, sometimes if people just say, you know what, I'm for the side of justice, then they're on the right side of history. Okay, and we'll probably all be together in this place we call heaven, in a better world from here. So we just don't know who's going to end up there, and that's why we want to go easy on judging people. Because with the measure we judge others, we too shall be judged. You know, though we're feeling very solemn, we should see the bright side of that. Understand, it's good that we're down to earth, sober-minded, solemn, because like it's written in Scripture, that tis better to go into the house of mourning to a house of laughter, for death is the destiny of every man. It's Solomon's writings. Jesus' writings were far superior to Solomon. That's clear. But Jesus himself said you must hate your life in this world. Isn't that kind of solemn? Because you understand, you see, you're born again, you get, oh my God. It's such a departure from the way God would have this world society run. If God was really running the show, okay, it'd be so much better than these a-holes with this false bad religion they're shoving down our throats from birth. And clearly the reason we hate our lives in this world, because it is run by evil men, okay, madmen. And it permeates all of our hearts and minds. The money they're pushing on us, the root of all evil, the love thereof. And they're the top money lovers, and they're pushing that, and we're all picking it up. We simply can't handle money. You ever notice these mainstream media reporters so often, particularly the ladies, they seem to bob their heads up and down like in this affirmative action. I wonder if they're trained like that. You know, it's almost like to hypnotize the public. Trust us, even though we don't know what we're talking about. Joe Biden's choice, I don't think a lot of the liberals are going to be too happy about her. She was on the conservative side, I would say, in some ways. So who knows what will happen, but she's cute. You know, sometimes we just have to be really grateful for really small things in our lives, okay? And if you do that, like me, I find myself, it's okay to admit my need to God. I mean, well, I can't hide it. I mean, I'm a mortal. I mean, he's got to care God. Help me here, man, you know. Moment by moment sometimes, you know, not just minute by minute or hour by hour, day by day, but God, right now. But, you know, it's just like little blessings that we get. A good BM, right? Do you ever, you know, like me, oh, thanks, God, that was beautiful, man. Thank you so much. I love you so much. And just, you know, think about all the other little things that are so nice to do, right? We know there's a lot of nice things that God gives us that we enjoy. And we should all be grateful for those little things, because if those little things pass us by, I mean, hey, you know, that's life passing us by, because eternity is comprised of but a series of moments, interconnecting moments, right? All right, friends, I got a couple of minutes, literally, left to share a couple of thoughts from the last couple of weeks or so. Whether you are young or old, or somewhere in between, and wonder, why exactly has America been going down the tubes for the average person in America for the last half century or so? The answer is simple, my friends. In 1963, America was overthrown, then taken over by an element and individuals in the money printing sector, and we've had nothing less than an exclusive money printing coup. That's what it was. It was a coup. And that was the assassination of JFK. And we haven't seen America since. That's the reality, my friends. You know, I just combobulated that thought a little bit. But in a nutshell, you understand what I'm saying here, is that the country's been going down the tube since they assassinated JFK. They took over the money supply. JFK already offered and was already circulating a new dollar. We didn't need the Federal Reserve. Why do we have them? Why are we in debt to them? $25 trillion and growing. We all need to ask ourselves that question, confront it. But we're not. We need God's help. Universal equality is not something to be striven for. Rather, it is something every individual must claim. An individual's ability to pay a high cost of living and their willingness to do so directly harms those who do not have the ability to pay a high cost of living. Well, friends, I got to leave it there. So, over and out for now. Have a great day. Have a great eternity. And best to everybody. I want everyone to love and like me. Okay, so I hope you want the same for yourselves. Have a great one.